What if I told you that one of the most important SUV reveals of the entire year didn't come from Toyota, didn't come from Hyundai, and didn't come from a Silicon Valley startup? What if the vehicle that could genuinely reshape how American families think about affordable SUVs just dropped its official reveal images? And it wears an Italian badge? Because right now, the automotive world is buzzing about a name you need to know: the 2027 Fiat Grizzly. And once you understand everything this machine is bringing to the table, the design, the powertrain lineup, the pricing strategy, and what it might mean for the American market in particular, you are going to want to pay close attention. Because this one could be a genuine game changer, and we are breaking it all down for you right here, right now. Welcome back to Auto Elite World, the channel where we go deeper than the press releases, cut through the marketing noise, and give you the real automotive analysis you deserve. If you are new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because we cover every major reveal, every milestone, and every vehicle that matters, before everyone else catches on. Now, let us get into the Grizzly because there is a lot going on with this one. Here is the first thing you need to understand about why the automotive community is paying so much attention to the Fiat Grizzly. This is not just another small SUV getting a fresh coat of paint and a mild refresh. This is Fiat making a calculated, deliberate, global-scale statement. Fiat has been working quietly but aggressively to rebuild its presence on the world stage, and the Grizzly, along with its sportier twin, the Grizzly Fastback, represents the brand's most ambitious product push in years. We are talking about two completely new vehicles built on a genuinely modern global platform, offered in petrol, hybrid, and full battery electric configurations, and aimed at a price point that most families can actually reach. That combination is rare. That combination is powerful. And the timing could not be better because right now, the affordable SUV segment in America is absolutely starving for fresh competition. But here is where the story gets even more interesting. And this is something most people are not fully connecting yet. There are credible reports suggesting that these Grizzly models could arrive in the United States wearing a different badge entirely. We will get to that in just a little while, and trust me, you will not want to skip that section because the implications for the American market are enormous. But first, let us start where every great car story starts, with the way this thing looks. Let us talk about the exterior design, and I want to be direct with you. Fiat did not play it safe here. When you look at the Grizzly for the first time, the word that comes to mind is purposeful. This is a vehicle that knows exactly what it wants to be. The silhouette is upright and confident, with boxy proportions that communicate one thing above all else: maximum usable space. Fiat's designers clearly made a choice early in the development process. They were going to prioritize real-world practicality over swept-back style theater. And the result is a compact SUV that looks honest, substantial, and genuinely road-ready. The front end is where things get visually striking. The lighting design features squared LED elements with U-shaped daytime running lights that give the Grizzly an unmistakable face. Something distinctive enough that you would recognize it on the road without needing to read the badge. The front grille treatment is prominent and bold, anchoring the design and giving the vehicle a sense of presence that punches well above its segment. This is not a forgettable design. It has character. It has intention. And for a brand that built its legacy on iconic Italian styling, that matters enormously. Now, the Grizzly Fastback is a whole different visual conversation. Where the standard Grizzly stands tall and prioritizes cabin volume, the Fastback version sweeps back with a more aerodynamic, sloping roofline that targets a completely different buyer mindset. Think of the standard Grizzly as the practical family hauler, pure utility with style. Then think of the Grizzly Fastback as the version for the driver who wants that sportier, more expressive silhouette, something closer in spirit to a coupe SUV crossover, but at a price that does not require a second mortgage. Both body styles share nearly every major body panel, but the personalities they project are genuinely distinct. That is smart product planning, and it tells you that Fiat is thinking carefully about who is going to buy these vehicles and why. The rear design continues the theme of strong, clean LED graphic signatures that mirror the front, creating visual cohesion from nose to tail. The overall impression is a vehicle that looks like it costs more than it likely will. And in the competitive world of affordable SUVs, that perception gap is pure gold. Now, let us step inside, because even though full interior details have not been officially released yet, What we know about the platform and Fiat's stated design priorities tells us a great deal about what to expect. Fiat has been explicit about one thing. The standard Grizzly is engineered to maximize interior volume, and specifically headroom and cabin space. That is not an accident. That upright exterior silhouette directly translates into an interior that should feel genuinely spacious for a vehicle of this footprint. We are looking at sub 4.5-meter exterior dimensions, roughly in line with something like the Jeep Compass. But Fiat's stated priority of interior maximization suggests they have worked hard to make every inch of that footprint count. The Stellantis smart car platform underpinning the Grizzly is a modern, well-developed architecture that already serves multiple vehicles across the global Stellantis portfolio. It has been proven across different body styles and different market conditions, which is a meaningful quality signal. Based on what the platform already delivers in sister vehicles, you can reasonably anticipate a well-organized dashboard layout, thoughtful storage solutions, and the kind of material quality that feels considered rather than thrown together. Rear passenger comfort is expected to be genuinely competitive, with improved legroom compared to smaller platform siblings. Something that matters enormously to families who actually load up these vehicles with real people and real cargo every single day. For the Grizzly Fastback variant, the emphasis shifts slightly toward longitudinal cargo capacity, meaning that sloping roofline comes with a payoff in boot space design, tailored for longer-haul, lifestyle-oriented use. The message from Fiat is clear. One model for families who live in the vehicle, another for drivers who want to express a personality through it. That segmentation is exactly right for today's buyer. And now we get to one of the most compelling chapters of this entire story: the technology and infotainment package. Full specifications are still emerging as Fiat rolls out information ahead of the global launch. But the platform and the brand's recent trajectory give us a strong picture of where this is heading. The Stellantis smart car architecture is built with modern connectivity at its foundation. That means you should expect a properly sized touchscreen infotainment display, seamless smartphone integration including both Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and a digital driver interface that reads clean and contemporary rather than cluttered and outdated. What is particularly significant is that the full battery electric variants of the Grizzly will require, and should deliver, the kind of integrated EV-specific software experience that modern buyers demand. State-of-charge displays, range management, charging station navigation, and energy recuperation controls are all table stakes in this segment now. And there is every reason to believe Fiat has built these features into the Grizzly's digital ecosystem from the ground up rather than bolting them on as an afterthought. Connectivity, over-the-air update capability, and a driver assistance technology stack are all anticipated to be part of the package across the lineup. Features that, even a few years ago, would have been exclusive to premium segment vehicles. The democratization of technology is real, and the Grizzly appears to be riding that wave aggressively. Now let us talk about something that might be the single most strategically important aspect of the entire Grizzly program: the powertrain lineup. Because this is where Fiat is genuinely trying to do something ambitious. The Grizzly is expected to be offered with 3 distinct powertrain configurations: a conventional petrol engine, a mild hybrid setup, and a full battery electric drivetrain. That level of flexibility across a single model range is significant, and it is designed to make the Grizzly relevant in virtually every market on the planet, regardless of where that market sits on the electrification adoption curve. For the petrol and mild hybrid variants, the architecture points toward a 1.2-liter turbocharged engine paired with a small electric motor in the hybrid application, backed by an automatic transmission. This is a proven setup in the Stellantis ecosystem, delivering a balance of everyday efficiency and adequate performance for urban and suburban use, which is exactly the environment these vehicles are built for. It is not going to win any stopwatch competitions, but it is going to deliver the kind of real-world fuel economy that makes a meaningful difference in monthly running costs for a family buyer. The electric version is where things get genuinely exciting. Based on what Stellantis has deployed across platform-sharing siblings, the Grizzly's EV variants could be offered with battery pack options in the range of 44 kilowatt-hours and 54 kilowatt-hours, with the larger pack potentially delivering an estimated real-world range of over 245 miles on a full charge. For a compact SUV at an accessible price point, that range figure, boy if it holds up in testing, would be legitimately competitive against established players in this space. We are talking about a vehicle that could take a family from city to suburb and back for a week without ever touching a gas pump, while being priced well within reach of mainstream buyers. That is a compelling proposition, full stop. So what does this machine actually feel like to drive? Now, since the Grizzly has not yet reached customer hands and full independent testing has not taken place, we are working from the established character of its platform siblings and Fiat's design intentions, and those inputs paint a consistent picture. The smart car architecture is tuned for composure and accessibility over performance. You should anticipate a ride quality that absorbs urban road imperfections with confidence, steering that is precise without being overweighted, and an overall driving experience that prioritizes ease of use and long-distance comfort over anything athletic. For the hybrid models, the transition between electric assist and combustion power is expected to be seamless in everyday driving, the kind of smooth, unhurried progress that makes a vehicle feel more expensive than its window sticker suggests. For the BEV version, the instant torque delivery characteristic of all-electric powertrains should make city driving particularly effortless, with strong responsiveness from a standing start that will likely surprise anyone trading up from a conventional compact SUV. The Grizzly is not being positioned as a performance vehicle, and that honesty is actually refreshing. It is being positioned as a vehicle that does everything its target buyer needs it to do, reliably and efficiently, every single day. And that is exactly what families actually want. Safety technology is another area where the Grizzly is anticipated to arrive well-equipped, because in today's market, families simply will not accept an affordable SUV that skimps on protection. The Stellantis platform brings with it the structural and electronic foundation for a comprehensive suite of driver assistance systems. You can expect forward collision warning and automatic emergency braking as standard, along with lane departure warning, lane keeping assist, and blind spot monitoring across the range. Adaptive cruise control, rear cross-traffic alert, and parking assistance features are all anticipated to be available, with higher trim levels likely bundling these technologies into packages that make genuine safety sense for family buyers. Euro NCAP ratings for Grizzly family members will be closely watched as testing data emerges, and Fiat's recent track record on the Grande Panda suggests the brand is taking structural safety seriously at this price point. For American buyers or buyers in markets where safety ratings drive purchase decisions, the expectation is that the Grizzly will perform respectably. A vehicle engineered for families needs to protect families, and Fiat understands that equation. Let us talk about money, because pricing is ultimately where the Grizzly story either becomes a smash hit or a footnote. And from everything we know, Fiat is aiming to make this vehicle genuinely accessible. European pricing is expected to start below the €20,000 mark, which translates to a starting point under approximately $25,000 at current exchange rates. For a compact SUV that offers full electric capability at the top of its range and modern technology throughout, that opening price point would be genuinely disruptive. It would position the Grizzly family firmly as the kind of smart choice that families can actually say yes to without years of deliberation. For the North American market, reports suggest that Chrysler badge derivatives could target a starting price comfortably below $30,000. If Stellantis executes that pricing discipline, and there is real pressure on them to do so, given how competitive the sub-$30,000 SUV space is right now, this could be a vehicle that genuinely moves the needle in a segment where buyers have been waiting for a compelling new entrant. The electric variant will naturally carry a price premium over the petrol version, but the overall accessibility of the lineup is clearly the brand's primary commercial objective, and that intent is reflected in every aspect of the vehicle's positioning. Now, let us bring in the competition, because no vehicle exists in a vacuum, and the Grizzly is stepping into one of the most crowded and fiercely contested spaces in global automotive sales. The natural rivals here include the Hyundai Kona, the Kia Seltos, the Chevrolet Trax, and the Honda CR-V on the more established end of the spectrum, along with the Dacia Duster and the Skoda Kamiq in European markets. On the electric side, the BYD Atto 3 is a specific target that Fiat has not been shy about acknowledging. Here is the honest competitive analysis. The Grizzly does not outclass every rival in every single metric. The Hyundai Kona and Kia Seltos bring polish, refinement, and dealer network strength that Fiat currently cannot match in most markets. The Honda CR-V offers interior quality and engineering depth that will remain class benchmarks for years to come. But the Grizzly is not trying to win on every dimension. It is trying to win on the combination of value, flexibility, and design authenticity. And specifically, it is trying to offer that rarest of things in this segment: genuine Italian design character at a price point where most buyers are forced to settle for anonymous, interchangeable sheet metal. That is a real differentiator, and it is one that a meaningful number of buyers will respond to. Against the BYD Atto 3 specifically, the Grizzly's European heritage, Stellantis dealer network and service infrastructure give it credibility advantages that matter to buyers who are still skeptical about committing to Chinese brands for a primary family vehicle. The competitive picture is not one of landslide dominance. It is one of smart positioning that could carve out a loyal audience if the execution is right. So what truly makes the Grizzly special? What elevates this from just another affordable compact SUV to something worth genuinely getting excited about? Three things stand out when you look at the full picture. First, the powertrain flexibility is remarkable for this price class. The fact that a single model range spans conventional petrol, mild hybrid, and full BEV options means that the Grizzly can meet buyers wherever they are on their own personal electrification journey, and that kind of optionality is increasingly rare at this price point. Second, the dual body style strategy, offering both the upright family-focused standard SUV and the sleeker fastback at launch, shows a level of product sophistication that suggests Fiat has done serious market research and is not guessing about who their buyers are. That is a brand that is thinking carefully rather than rushing. Third, and perhaps most importantly for the American story, the potential Chrysler connection. The prospect of these vehicles arriving in the United States as the Chrysler Arrow and Arrow Cross, with Stellantis' Fastlane 2030 revival program behind them, adds a layer of significance that extends far beyond the Grizzly itself. We could be looking at the foundation of a genuine Chrysler brand revival, built on a modern, globally proven platform, offered at a price point that gives American families a compelling reason to walk into a Chrysler dealership for the first time in years. That is a story with enormous stakes, and the Grizzly is right at the center of it. So here's the final verdict on the 2027 Fiat Grizzly. Is this the most advanced SUV on the market? No, it is not claiming to be. Is it the most powerful? Absolutely not, and it does not need to be. Is it the most luxurious? That is not the mission here. But is it potentially one of the most strategically important affordable SUVs to arrive in years? A vehicle that offers real design, real powertrain choice, real safety technology, and a price that families can actually achieve? Based on everything we know right now, the answer is a qualified but enthusiastic yes. The qualification is this: Fiat and Stellantis still need to execute. The promise is there. The platform is solid. The design is genuinely compelling. The pricing ambition is exactly right. But the proof will come when real buyers sit in real cars at real dealerships and decide whether this vehicle earns a place in their garage. What we can say with confidence right now is this: the Grizzly deserves to be taken seriously. It is arriving at exactly the right moment. And if it lands the way it appears designed to land, it is going to make life significantly more difficult for some of the most comfortable players in the compact SUV space. And in a market that thrives on genuine competition, that is always a very good thing. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the latest automotive innovations, make sure to subscribe to Auto Elite World, turn on notifications, and let us know in the comments what you think about this vehicle. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.